I want to welcome everyone to Texas Silver. I guess this is finally happening. JB's been pushing me for a couple of years to do this, and apparently a bunch of fans are asking for it. They're wanting Firecracker, and they're saying that I should have my own show. So here we go. So I don't know where this is gonna go, but I'm kind of excited about it. I guess I'm gonna talk a little bit about the direction of where I want my channel to go and stuff like that. But yeah, here's Firecracker, and guys, he's getting a little bit too heavy for this. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be able to do this, but I know everyone wanted more Firecracker, so here it is. But I'm gonna go ahead and put him down for now. All right. Yep, go find mama. So I guess where I see this channel going, obviously the title is Texas Silver. So obviously I'm a huge silver guy for anyone that knows anything about me. So we're definitely gonna constantly be talking about silver and all that. I want to talk preparations, security, you know, all that kind of stuff. So I do not have the time to put out videos like JB and Dan do. I've kind of thought that I'm about maybe one a week sounds good. That's probably the rate that I'm going for, at least for now. I don't want to sound like a broken record and just put out, you know, just repetitive stuff. So that's probably the direction that I'm going to go, is probably about one a week. That's what I'm going to try and go for. So I guess comment down below what you want me to talk about. I know there's been some comments, and I'm going to try and address those in some of JB and Dan's videos. All right, guys, and I just want to say I apologize in advance. This video may end up being all over the place. I'll get better over time. I'm new at this, so go easy on me, you know, down in the comment section, but that's fine. If you want to blast me, that's fine, whatever. I'm not worried about it. Just know that I'm not JB or Dan, so it's going to take me a little while to, you know, clean these videos up and start, you know, giving, I guess, better quality videos. But like I said, I just want to get this video out, just to let everyone know that I'm going to start a channel, and I'm excited to have, you know, everyone start watching these. So I hopefully y'all enjoy them. But I guess one thing that I did want to talk about, I was watching JB's show from last night, and I just kind of maybe want to reiterate some things. So he was talking about, you know, kids going to college, and maybe there's some better options out there for you. So he didn't really go into too much about, you know, different things that you could look into, but you got to kind of think, hey, what's going to be available for a job 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now. So, you know, I'd recommend looking into stuff like welding, electrician, car mechanic, you know, stuff like that. Look into those trade jobs that, you know, we're always going to need that stuff. So, you know, before you go ahead and get $100,000 worth of school debt and all that, getting a degree that, you may not even be able to use that degree in the future, just really think about, you know, where your goals are, where you want to be, and, you know, is this really going to pay off in the long run? All right, so just think, if you've got $100,000 in debt, student debt, and you end up with a $30,000 a year paying job. You know, that just doesn't add up. You're just going to bury yourself. So also, you know, I used to really push hard for people to go to the military, just the way things are going these days. And, you know, I have a different outlook on, you know, the way this country operates and what a lot of these conflicts have been about. So I don't really push it so much anymore, but if, you know, that is an option. There is a lot of benefits that are going to help you for the rest of your life. So that is an option. It is nice to be able to go in there, learn a skill, and, you know, immediately start getting paid. And, you know, they get paid decent being in the military, but it's all about how you manage your money. So I guess that's another thing that I wanted to address. I guess I can address that now since we're talking about it. But I guess there was a lot of comments of like, you know, everyone knows pretty much what I do for a living, and there were comments like, how does he afford all this, blah, blah, on law enforcement salary. So I guess I can give a quick rundown of my history and kind of talk about how I came to be here. So I was born in Arizona. My parents, we moved to Texas when I was 3, so I don't really remember much of Arizona. And, you know, I grew up in the same area, you know, Austin area. You know, lived with my parents until, you know, 18. I joined the Marine Corps and went straight into the Marines. So when I was growing up, I always had a interest in finances. It just always really intrigued me. So, you know, when, you know, we would go to school with, you know, my neighbor's dad, he would take us to school, and he was kind of a financial guy. He was military, but he kind of had, you know, we would talk finances. So where my buddies were in the back, you know, joking around and doing, you know, dumb stuff, I was sitting there picking his brain, you know, about finances, because, you know, it appealed to me that I was like, hey, I don't want to work the rest of my life, you know, like a slave. I want to be able to be well off and all that. Because when I was growing up, you know, I thought we were poor. We drove really old cars. You know, we had a nice house. You know, my parents bought a new house when we came here, you know, 4-bedroom house, you know, in a decent neighborhood. But we never got, you know, a bunch of toys and, you know, garbage for Christmas. We always got, you know, clothes. You know, we shopped at Goodwill and all this other stuff. So I was taught at a young age, you know, to be thrifty. And come to find out, we were actually, you know, pretty well off. My dad, you know, made enough money to where my mom didn't have to work. You know, she sold Avon or whatever. But you know, I mean, it added to it. Obviously, it helped. But, you know, my parents never gave me anything. We did get an allowance, you know, but we had chores and stuff for that. But that was the only money that we had, either that or if I, you know, mowed lawns or something like that. So any and everything that I've ever wanted in my life, I've had to work for. So never handed anything. So it started teaching me, though, if I wanted something, I had to work hard, you know, to get it. So at the age of 14, I got my first job. I worked at a dog kennel, you know, picking up dog crap and walking dogs and all that other stuff. And, you know, I was probably the richest little 14-year-old running around back then. But, you know, I was buying paintball guns and, you know, whatever I wanted. It was, you know, it was great, but, you know, no one was handing me anything. And I bought my first vehicle, paid cash for it. And so I guess what I'm getting at is, you know, everyone's, you know, there's comments that are saying that, you know, my family gave me this or that. No, everything that I have, I've worked for. So I joined the Marine Corps. I was in the Marines for 7 years. When I was in there, I ended up trading my one vehicle in. I actually gave my brother the down payment for his when I traded it. So I didn't even get anything from when I traded that vehicle that I bought cash. But so then what I did was I ended up buying, you know, my next vehicle. It's the Jeep. It's actually the Jeep that I still have in the videos that you've seen. But I bought it, I think it was a year old. And I paid that thing off in 2.5 years. So when I was in the Marines, I wasn't out partying, going to strip clubs and drinking and doing that. I was saving money. Every penny that I could, you know, I was saving. All right, so also in the Marines, I bought my first house. I bought it when I was 21 years old, which was in 2000, I guess it was 2003, 2004 is when I bought my first house. And so some of this, guys, comes down to timing. And so that's kind of where I'm going with this too. I didn't really know anything about any financial stuff. I didn't follow any of this stuff. Some of this was kind of, you know, dumb luck. But so I bought my first house at 21 in 2003, 2004. And I was stationed in Houston at the time in the Marines, and I kept that house for 4 years, and I sold it in 2007. And that was at the top of the housing market at the time. So within 4 years, you know, I built a lot of equity into that house. So I sold it at that point, and you know, that's when I started my law enforcement career, and I rented houses for the next couple years, just because the area that I was at, I knew I wasn't going to stay, so I was renting. And so I took the profits from the first house that I sold at the top, And, you know, my dad was into finances, and I asked him, I said, hey, should I be investing in the market? Because, you know, I heard that it crashed and this and that, but I didn't have any exposure to the market at the time. So he's like, yeah, son, that's what I'd be doing. So I was like, all right, cool. So I put all my profits into that, and I had some other money that I'd saved in the military, and I dumped all that into, you know, some mutual funds and, you know, stuff like that. And it grew very quickly. And it was 2009 or 10, I can't remember. The housing market had crashed, and I came across this property, and it was, you know, what I could afford at the time. And, you know, I got it for very, very cheap compared to what it would go for today. So then that's how I ended up with this property. So, and then it was probably about 2016 is when I really started to wake up, and, you know, I was watching a lot of YouTube videos and stuff, and really started to get my financial education when it came to gold, silver, the Federal Reserve, how this monetary system works. And so that's when I really started investing heavy, you know, into silver and, you know, other assets. So, and then it was around 2008, when we got, you know, a new leader, we'll say that, in 2008, that really bothered me about policies and stuff having to do with security. And so that's when I really started to bump up my security. Got very heavy into putting back security. But yeah, I started doing the metals thing in 2016. So that's kind of how I've built this wealth. Some of it has been timing, some of it's just been, you know, dumb luck, but also I've always, like I said, had an investing, you know, drive, that it's always kind of just been a part of me, that I've always wanted to, you know, be able to build wealth so I could retire at a young age. So that was kind of the driver. And then over time, it you know, bloomed into what it is today. With all the concerns with the country and what's going on, you know, that's kind of how I got to where I'm at. All right, hey, and another thing about me, guys, is I don't know if y'all gathered, but I'm a huge fan of owning assets. So I guess that's where I've built some of my wealth from too, to where a lot of people like to go on vacations and all that, and that's great. And, you know, that's just not my thing. I like to own assets. So, you know, I'll talk about, you know, there's another asset that I'm going to do a video on, that, you know, that I purchased. But yeah, I like to have stuff that has value, that's going to hold its value. So it comes down to choices, guys. I guess what I'm getting at. So, you know, and I don't go out and drink. I don't party. I don't do the vacation thing. Well, I mean, I do. I take my kids, you know, short vacations and stuff, but, you know, no major vacations. I was just really concerned with the way, you know, the direction of this country is going, and I just felt that my money was better placed, you know, into assets. But yeah, it comes down to choices. You know, if you smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, if you drink a 12-pack a day, you know, start doing the math and figure out how many hundreds and thousands of dollars you're spending a year on that, you know, could go to other assets. You know, obviously I love silver, everyone knows that. But, you know, there's other assets to put your money in. I know a lot of people like cryptos. I'm not going to knock cryptos. If you want to buy cryptos, get after it. I just caution people and just, you know, tell them that, you know, in my opinion, some of it's, you know, borderline gambling in my opinion. And I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not giving financial advice. But yeah, if you want your cryptos, have at it. I hope you make hundreds. I hope you make thousands. That's awesome. But I do fear that there is going to be a correction, you know, with them. And I'm also concerned that they could obviously, you know, if we have a cyber attack or power grid goes down, you know, that you're going to lose your money, guys. So just be careful. But yeah, I'm not going to bash cryptos. I'm not going to say don't do it. You know, if that's your thing, get after it. It's just not mine. I like to be able to physically hold all my assets. So that's another way I've been able to build wealth, is, you know, I buy something, I pay it off, I take care of it. Maintain your vehicles, guys. You know, keep the oil changes up on them. You know, don't trade a vehicle in, you know, every couple years because, you know, you just want that new car smell. But that's, you know, I guess that's another reason that I've been able to build wealth over time. Like, I still have the Jeep that I purchased 20 years ago. My truck is very nice, and I'm sure it'll be in future videos, but I bought it, I paid it off in 3.5 years, and I've meticulously maintained oil changes and oil changes and fuel filter changes on it. It's a diesel, but I do need that truck because I have to haul, you know, I do have a heavy piece of farm equipment that I do have, and I'll go over that in other videos. But yes, so guys, I am actually not a wannabe rancher. You know, I do ranch things, and I do need a truck that's able to pull, you know, heavy stuff. So that's why I do have that. But I guess what I'm getting at is, you know, that's how I've been able to build wealth, is I'm not constantly rotating my vehicles. I'm not out partying, drinking. I'm very smart with, you know, the money I do make. So hopefully that helps y'all out. Also, go back and watch these Texas videos again, because, you know, when JB and Dan were here, because you might have missed something. So I would go back and watch them, and you might learn something if you watch them the second time. But all right, guys, hopefully I didn't put anyone to sleep in that, but I guess I kind of wanted to just give a quick background, just so, you know, maybe answer some questions, and I guess kind of let everyone understand, you know, how I came to be here and all that. And I know I left a lot out, and I'm sure as I continue to make videos, y'all learn a little bit more about me and, you know, how I came to be and all that stuff out here. So hopefully I didn't bore y'all too much, but I figured, you know, I just wanted to get a video out just to let y'all know that, you know, I was gonna go ahead and start a channel, kind of the direction that we're going with it, and hopefully the videos will be a little bit more interesting. But I just wanted to get something out there to let people know, hey, you know, I'm gonna start this channel, and you know, to be looking for future videos. I'm excited. I'm probably not gonna be as polished and all that is JB and Dan. They've been doing this for a while, and they're, you know, they're great at what they do. So hopefully I can take some lessons from them. And again, I appreciate them coming out here and pushing for me to do this. So hopefully you guys enjoy the videos and the content I put out. And once again, if you want, comment below what you want me to talk about. I do have a bunch of, I guess, videos in mind that I do want to talk about. But like I said, I'm going to try not to become a broken record. So I'm not going to be kicking out videos, you know, every day, kind of like JB and Dan. You know, probably about once a week, maybe a week and a half. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's probably about the rate that I'm going to be putting them out, because I don't want to just, you know, vomit all these videos to you guys. I want y'all to enjoy it, and I just don't want y'all to feel like it's, you know, just being cheap and I'm trying to put out a bunch of content. So mainly it was just so y'all can keep up with me, what I'm doing, and keep up with Firecracker. And I don't know where he's at. He went and took off with Mama, I guess. Hope you enjoyed this. Please like, subscribe, share the video, hit the bell notification, you know, all that stuff that we talk about on these videos. But I guess until the next video, I'll probably try and get this next one out pretty quick, because this one really was kind of dry. So thanks for sticking out if you did this long, and take care. Yep, Daddy Bronco wants to get to Mama. I separated him because a lot of times he gets so unbearing to her that, you know, she's just trying to get away from him. I know y'all been asking for more Firecrackers, so here you go. Here's Bailey, Mama, and Firecracker. Yeah, the older he gets, the more jumping around he's doing. I like watching him. It's pretty neat to watch him hop around. He likes to play with the chickens. And here's Bronco. There's Daddy. And they're waiting for me to feed the fish because they like to eat the pieces that don't make it quite into the pond. And the chickens like to eat it too. It's kind of annoying. Everyone likes to eat everyone's food, and it becomes a pain sometimes.